Thank you for the invitation. It is one of the meetings that we are having in the pandemic period. And I want to congratulate you all for all the efforts and the protocol you have fully respected in this meeting room for all the participants that have taken part. I firstly want to pass to you best wishes from the President of the Independent Trade Unions of Miners, Mr. Gazim Kalaya, and all our colleagues from Albania. And he wished to you a very successful project and seminar. According to the program, I will speak about the social dialogue in Albania. I will say some points very briefly, and we can say that during the last 5 years, in order to successfully carry out our mission, Union of the Independent Trade Unions of Albania has built an economic and social platform with concrete objectives in the framework of the decent work, such as those in the field of the cooperation policies for the institutionalization of the strengthening of the effective capacities of social dialogue, that of further improving for the methods of drafting and implementation of labor laws, especially in the provision in the labor code, where the Union of the Independent Trade Unions of Albania has given its valuable contribution to the introduction of the elements of modern standards, those of the directives of the European Union, ILO conventions, such as the prohibition of the discrimination at the work, safety and health in the workplace, special protection of women and minors, equal pay and equal work, etc. Also in the framework of partnership and social dialogue, BSPSH has good relationship in signing collective agreements, and we have very good relation with employers' organizations. And with the signing of these collective agreements in the budget sector, we can say that 80% of the employees in these sectors benefit from elements of collective labor contract, or those were employers in the private enterprises, when for the year of 2019, we have signed about 250 collective agreements. In the social economic objectives for the year 2017-2021, we have addressed the requirements for increasing the standard of living of employees, where every year should be an increase in the wages in general and in the minimum wage in the particular, in accordance with the implementation of the Decent Work Directive, decent salary based on official living wage. Despite the achievements so far, we believe that we have still to continue the improvement to implement the important objective of decent work. And in this context, a decent work program has been signed between the government, trade union, and the employers' organizations for the year 2017-2021 with these priorities: promoting employment and supportive environment for sustainable enterprises, strengthening the capacity of state institutions and social partners for a social and effective dialogue, continuous improvement of social protection and working conditions. In the current standard of Albania for the opening of the negotiation with the EU, we think that in addition to our will and commitment, we seek the support to the European Commission Economic and Social Council to further strengthen and improve the capacity of civil society structures in general and those of trade unions in particular, through training, analysis, meetings, studies, and positive experiences of the social partners of EU countries. On the way to further strengthening democracy, the trade unions movement in Albania is facing various trends and obstacles which aim to vanish the image of trade unions movement in Albania. The Union of the Independent Trade Unions of Albania openly declares that Albanian trade unionism in effective cooperation with employers with one side and also with the part of civil society, which has recently given positive messages in defense of the freedom and right of the employees in general, women and youth in particular condition by its historic mission, will continue to be a constructive opposition to the defense of the democracy, of its social dimension. This closely linked to the uncompromising protection of fundamental human rights and freedom in general, and the rights of workers in particular, within a framework and space needed for a sustainable social peace under the motto that we have: social dialogue, democratic protest, and then again social dialogue. So we can say that this was for the period of 5 years, but not including the period of the pandemic period. We can say that we have a lack of the consultation with social partners, because during this period of pandemic, this has shown to us that the government can take the decision on herself without any consultation with the social partners. We had the last decision of the government on the minimum wages. It was an increase on the minimum wages without any consultation of social partners. And we had the meeting of the National Labour Council, which is a tripartitism social dialogue institution, where we were only informed that the government will raise the minimum wage in a level of 250 euro. But according to our studies of trade union, of my confederation, the minimum wage, it should be about 300 euro. And the government only took this decision and informed us about its decision without any consultation. And I fully agree with Mr. Luke Triangle, who said that it should be a real social dialogue, not only forming the parts or social partners, but of course you could have and you could respect their opinion, or can take from them the feedback or their demands or proposals. I can say that not only with our statistics or our reports that we have done on minimum wages, but according to the European Trade Union Confederation campaign, together with the International Trade Union campaign, they have said and they have agreed that in Albania it should be the minimum wage 300 euro for the moment. So these our requests are not taking part anymore from the government, and I can see that not only for this issue, but also for other issue, the economic packages that are taken during the pandemic period were not consulted by the social partners, but by trade unions. So this is a very big obstacle for trade unions to work, and we can see that we are not fully respected from other part, which is the government. So we can work on this issue, we can send demands to the government, but we are not, they are not taking into consideration our demands. So it's a very pity that this is not functioning. We have heard here some other countries that social dialogue is respected, and I fully agree with that, that all social partners in this pandemic period should work together to recover the economy now, which is very important for our members and for our workers. For information and consultation, I would like to thank you, CIMA, for this project with the Workers' Council, because through you, we can have now a draft legislation for the first time in Albania, because we haven't had it, but we have only some articles in the code in Albania. But as a special legislation, I would like to thank you for the draft legislation. Our members have worked on that together with the employers organization from Business Albania. And I would like also to thank Mr. Luan Bregasi and Mr. Colli Signari, who couldn't come due to his health problems. So for their efforts to collaborate together to bring a new legislation to Albanian workers about Workers' Council and information and consultation. The last thing I want to say to you, it is out of the program, but it is a campaign, because we are lobbying not only in Albania, but in other countries. It's a campaign for Violence and Harassment Convention, ILO Convention C-119. It should be ratified from each of the country, and I had taken this opportunity also to the persons, representatives who are here present, to lobby in their countries about the ratification of this convention, which aims to end the violence and harassment in the world of work, including men and women. So I am free at your disposal for any kind of question. Thank you.